Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Soso, and welcome back to another Heat post-game recap. Finals edition, baby. Brought to you by Empire Boutique. City of Champions shirt is on sale right now. Head on over to Empire and get yours. Now, tonight, we're recapping game one of the NBA Finals. And with me tonight, I said I got a special guest. You've seen him behind the cameras. You've seen him on 365. And now you're seeing him here on the recap. Rax, what up, my boy?
Yay! What's happening, baby? I'm so happy to be here, man.
I'm so happy to have you, dog. Yeah, man. Let's jump into this, right? The Heat take a loss in game one, 104-93 in Denver. And for me, dog, I feel like the biggest thing that happened in this game was that we got off to a slow start. We really got off to a slow start. And I mean that defensively, right? Like defensively, we didn't do enough of jumping into the game, really getting after these guys and making these guys hit tough shots. You know what I'm saying? I felt like Denver really got a lot of early looks, a lot of early easy looks, especially like in the paint, right?
Absolutely. I feel like right off the bat, you could tell there was some sort of mismatch happening. And the Heat did we'll talk about offense later, but they did have a slow start on defense. The defense had to be adjusted. There was different looks that had to be given later on throughout the game. But right off the bat, you can just tell, man, there's something going on with this Denver team and our team that we need to fix quickly.
Absolutely. And for me, like you mentioned it, like we did get off to that slow start, right? And there was something wrong. And I think the thing that was wrong, you know what I'm saying, we can discuss it, was double teaming Joker, right? We started double teaming Joker very early in their possessions. And all he did was like hold the ball away from everybody and shit, you know what I mean? And then and make the pass.
That guy was towering over our Bam Adebayo. And I mean, right off the bat, you could just see it. On the first possession, Bam was fighting him. They were fighting, they were grappling, they were moving. And I was like, that's going to be good. That's going to be a good one. And then you can just start to see, it's not that good because now we put another body on him and we've got all these other guys wide open, bro. Wide open.
And Aaron Gordon got off to a hot start for them, right? He pretty much took advantage of his mismatch, right? Early in the paint, every time they did the pick and roll, Gabe was ending up on him. Jimmy was ending up on him. And this guy's 6'9", 240 pounds. It's no match for those guys, especially in that type of situation. But I felt like, Bam's aggressiveness, especially on the offensive side, really helped us, dog. You know what I mean? He came out amazing.
Absolutely. And when it comes to Gordon, I mean, Gordon was his all-star dunker. The guy's no light work. He's out there. He puts a body, and like you said, he's packing some power in there. And I somehow feel that every time there was a rotation, we had Vincent on Gordon, and it was like that's not going to work at all. At every time.
And credit to Denver for trying to play that way offensively, and taking advantage of the Joker, right? The dude had 10 assists in the first half.
And that's all he had. We're talking about Jokic. Jokic has been averaging a triple-double this whole playoff. And that's exactly what he did, yet he didn't shoot a shot in the first half. Yeah. He didn't have a point in the first half. 10 assists in the first half.
Nothing. And again, I said it on the podcast, you know what I mean? Like that's the guy that you don't want to pass, right? Like don't let him get comfortable, let him get into a rhythm and figure his shit out. And even for our guys, like we had good looks. We were getting great looks. We couldn't make a fucking shot in the beginning, dog.
We had absolutely amazing looks. We had wide open looks. Listen, Strus, we had Martin. These guys were like 0 for, I believe they were combined. They were about 0 for 12 just in the first half. And it was like, when are we going to get one? Wide open shots. I feel like they wanted to get the rhythm. The rhythm got started, but that's for later on.
Yeah. You mentioned the first half stats, dog. And the shit that bothered me the most, right, was Jimmy. He only had 7 points at halftime. He was 3 of 8, 1 of 2 from 3, and no free throws. And this is a guy who is living on the free throw line. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I felt like every time he got to the paint, he was looking to pass way too much. And I was telling, you know what I'm saying? I was telling my pops, like, even when you're facing bigger, taller opponents, you still have to drive up and go up. You know what I mean? Because if they block it, okay, but more often than not, you're gonna get a foul call, and the Heat didn't do that, dog.
I did see that Jimmy was not attacking like he normally attacks. He hits that base, that side shot, or he comes in there, puts a body on him. I feel like he tried to do that right in the beginning. It didn't work out, and then it was like never saw it again. Never saw him really attacking. Never saw him really like putting his body in there. It could be some control management, how do you call it? When you don't want to be on the court so much.
Time management.
So it could be some time management. It's going to be a long series. These are going to be a physical opponent. Maybe he didn't want to put that much abuse on his body for game one. Didn't want to make a mistake. Didn't want to get hurt. But definitely the push from Jimmy that we've always seen was not there at the moment.
Nah, he didn't have it in the first time. And really the whole game, he didn't really have it because I felt everything that was happening offensively was really coming from Bam, right? He had 16 points in the first half and that was it. You know what I mean? And for everybody who's been hating on Bam and say, oh, you got to score more. Well, boom, here it is. The guy put up 20-something points tonight, ended up with how many? 26 points?
I believe it was 26 points at the end of the game. 26 points.
16 in the first, another 10 in the second half. What more do you want from that guy? And I felt like this series he was going to be able to take advantage of Joker and advantage of Aaron Gordon because those guys can't really defend that well. And it showed. Bam was getting point after point after point in the paint. But what bothered me going into halftime, right, where we're down 59-42, was like, we weren't having any type of energy. We didn't play with real intensity. Balls being loose balls, we're not getting to them. Miscommunication with passing. It's like we were stuttering to get going.
Yeah, no, we definitely had some type of hesitation to put our foot down, and hey, listen, last series, for the Eastern Conference Finals, Bam got a lot of criticism. You're playing like if you're 3 foot tall. You got to play like if you're acting your size. He acted his size. He was in there. He was putting a body. He was putting up shots, led his team in scoring. And we can't really ask more for him. But if I would ask more, it would be just be a little bit more physical with Jokic on defense. On offense, He got it going. On offense, he got it going. On defense, there was like a lag going on where somebody wasn't picking up an assignment quick enough, and next thing you know, backdoor, boom, dunk.
You mentioned it, they went up, I think, 21 points in the third quarter at one point, and we were able to cut it only because we started to play a little bit more aggressive defense on the pick and roll. And you said it, Bam can't do everything. The guy who's also playing the pick and roll with Bam has to defend more. And credit to Spoelstra, man, because that dude came out into the third quarter and really made some adjustments, right? We went into the zone. We put Highsmith in the top of the key on the zone, so it makes it harder because he's so long, right? And it really was effective, It really was effective.
I mean, Highsmith was definitely – I feel like that was a Spoelstra strategy of I'm going to need a bigger, longer body than what I've got in my starting rotation right now. And, the first thing you think of is not an undrafted rookie like Highsmith. Not a rookie, an undrafted player like Highsmith, but he went in there, he took advantage of his opportunity. And next thing you know, he's knocking 1, knocking 2, knocking 3, knocking 4. He's got 9 points, and you're like, we found one. He's got a rhythm. But
more importantly, defensively, he really stepped it up. You know what I mean? And that's part of that Heat culture, right? Where that you're gonna get that defensive effort from anybody who comes off the bench. And tonight it was Highsmith. He really deserves the praise that we're giving him right now. We got one of the very few highlights, and I got to show it, was this Bam putback. You know what I mean? This was the energy that Bam was playing with in the first half that kept us in the game. You know what I mean? He followed up the miss, didn't give up on plays, and he was always constantly moving. In the second half, we saw him doing the same thing, right? He had that fake handoff, right?
Oh, my God. That was beautiful. Listen, if that would have been –
let's see it again. Look at this. Oh.
Listen, if that would have been at the AA Arena, I know it's the Kasaya Center right now, but if that would have been at the AA, bro, that thing would have been crazy. We're knocking the roof down, man. But yeah, Bam was playing quick. Bam was playing fast. Jokic didn't have an answer for that. He didn't have an answer for Bam. Nobody had really an answer for that. But what they did have an answer was for the rest of the team, because the rest of the team didn't contribute as much, because They got the shots, but they just weren't making the shots, man. So that the Denver was up by 24 at one point. That was our highest lead. Our highest lead was 1 point, and it's like, we got to figure that one out.
Yeah. And you're right. You know what I mean? Like we need more from those other guys because in the first half, Denver had 4 guys in double figures: Aaron Gordon, Porter Jr., Murray, and Joker. You know what I mean? Like it's okay if Joker kills you, right? It's even okay if you let Murray kill you, but you can't let those other guys get involved, right? And we started to shut those guys down. Porter missed a bunch of shots in the second half. Who else? Murray started missing shots. Joker was missing shots. We gotta let those guys make shots and not the wide open, off the easy pass shot. It needs to be the defended shot one-on-one. I got you here, and I'm gonna make you put up a tough shot and make it.
You need to take advantage. I'm sorry to cut you off. You need to take advantage of those opportunities because Denver took advantage. I feel like every time that we shot a 3 that we missed, they ran it back. Here comes Murray, 3. Right away. And they took advantage of the turnovers. We didn't as much. And, next game, baby, next game.
Yeah, but one thing that bothers me, Rax, is like the free throws. We just set an NBA Finals record for the least amount of free throws in a game with just 2, and both of them came in the first half. Like that's the shit that when I look at Jimmy, I'm like, wait a second, bro. This is your specialty here, dog. And him being passive around the rim, granted, Denver's size is gonna bother him. He still has to do enough to go up. There was too many times in the game, right, where you saw somebody get into the paint, kind of pump fake, look for a pass or whatever, and it's like, no, dude, go straight up to the rim.
Don't be afraid to get blocked. Don't be afraid to get blocked, man. There's 4 other guys around you. We'll try to pick up the rebound, but I mean, I'm no head coach, but Jimmy's game, he lives at the line. He gets to the line at least 10 times a night. That's how he averages, more than 20 points, and the line was non-existent today.
Yeah, and truth be told, dog, like this was a game of 2 halves, right? Because the first half we get blown out. Second half we come out and put the defensive clamps on these guys, and these guys start making shots. We put a hell of a run together in the fourth quarter. Brought it down to even, I think it was 9 or 7 at one point.
Yeah,
where Gabe Vincent started to hit some threes, right? Shout out to him. He finally caught some fire.
Oh man.
But the rest of the guys just weren't contributing enough, and it was like it felt like it was a little bit too little, too late as far as the offensive side and what we were hitting from 3.
You always have hope, and you know what's funny? I say that I always have hope. We always have hope because we know what the Miami Heat are. Yeah. But you know who also know who the Miami Heat are? Those Denver fans. You can hear Denver's fans the moment we start catching a rhythm. It just goes silent. They were loud. Those boys were loud the whole game. But when we start catching that rhythm, it's like, hold on. The Heat are coming. They're not giving up. They are coming. And we were, but it was at the end.
Yeah,
it was at the end when we start making these shots, and it's like 3-point game is not our game. And I believe we did it here. Spo say that. It's not our game. But
no, it is our game. It is our game because eventually we did start to make shots, right? And we hit 13 of 39. But the problem, like you said, it was too late. It was way later in the game. You know what I mean? Like even Lowry, I'm going to show you guys right here. Lowry had a good shot from 3 where he was feeling himself, caught a shot on rhythm.
Look at that.
And drained it. You know what I'm saying? And look at the space that he has. Nobody's in front of him. Nobody's really worried about the threat. So if they're going to play like that, look at another amazing play by Bam. We got to make those shots, and we got so many good looks that we didn't make in the first half. And truth be told, in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just a homer, but this game could have been a lot closer, dog, because we were right there with assists, 26 to 29. We had more steals than them. We had an equal amount of blocks. We only turned the ball over 8 times, right? We had 4 fast break points, and we had 38 points in the paint, including 43 rebounds, 11 offensive, most of them coming from Bam. So we were active.
No, absolutely.
Make shots, dog. And they were on fire. They shot 60% in the first quarter, dog.
One stat that I wrote down here that I was like, nah, there's no way. 5 for 20 and 3 points by mid third quarter. 5 out of 20? No, there's no way you win a game like that. There's absolutely no way. You had Martin 0 for 6 in the third. He got his first field goal with 3:56 left in the third quarter. That was his first field goal. Only field goal. I didn't even write that down. That's how. Listen, I had a glass of wine after the second half because I was like, "Ain't no way I'm sitting on this couch like this, man. There's no way."
Nah, after the second cup of whiskey, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna end up drinking this whole Crown bottle. Dog. I gotta put this shit away before it gets stupid on a Thursday.
Oh my god, bro! Like, oh man! But shout out to Highsmith, man. Like that guy showed up. They gave him minutes. He's never had minutes like that. I don't think that guy has ever had minutes like that. And for game 1 of the NBA Finals, they put you in that many minutes now. They know you got something going. Bring it again next game, bro. Bring it again next game.
And I'm glad you pointed him out right now and the minutes that he got because it really worked out for us defensively, right? Like us playing the zone, it killed all of Denver's momentum, right? And allowed us to get into transition. We were able to rebound their misses. And a lot of them has to do with him because he was really bothering the guys who were coming off the pick and roll, right? And that's the key to this offense. Denver's going to run pick and roll 90% of the time in a game, right? We have to do a better job of being aggressive with the second defender, not the guy who's there, the second defender. And you're right. It was missing in the first half. We did turn it up a little bit in the second half and made it a lot closer. But yeah, man.
End of the day, it's like we kept saying, too little, too late. And you watch it, you don't really. It's something deep down inside of you says, "Man, I know where the shit's going, bro. I know exactly where this is going." But you still stay into it, 0-0-0-0. And then when they empty the bench out, you're like, "All right, this is done. This is done."
Yeah, it was, man, and it sucks to have that first game loss, right? Because we're so used to winning game 1s, right? But
I know you're about to tell me a stat right now. That I wrote down. If it's the same stat,
maybe. But this, like the Heat, every championship run that they've had,
there it is. There it is. We're superstitious like that. Anybody who believes in sports is superstitious as fuck like that. 06, 2012, 2013, we lose game 1. We come back, we win it all. Yeah. I want to say the only downside to that one is that those are two completely different teams. And this team has won game 1 of all of their playoff runs to go ahead and finish off. But shit, maybe it's Heat culture, baby. Maybe it's just, nitty gritty. We're going to get back at him and punch him right back in the mouth.
100%. And look, all you really want to do is take one on the road, right? Whether it's game 1 or game 2, you're just trying to take one game on the road, right? And now we have to wait until Sunday.
And
bro. And that's part of the part that sucks for us after losing this game. But I will say this. Just to give you some time to think about what you were going to say. But what I will say is that it does allow us, right, and especially Spoelstra with the comments that he was making in the post-game conference, it does allow us to figure out a lot more things about what Denver's going to try to do, right? Like we got a lot of instant feedback in the game, right? Because we saw the adjustment from the first half to the second half, and now I'm interested to see how it's going to turn into, or what it's going to turn into for game 2.
I feel like, when you see the schedule and it says game 2 is on Sunday, after seeing this game, after seeing that first half, I was like, good. You know why? Because these guys had 9 days to rest. We did not have 9 days. And that showed in that first half, bro. In that first half, they're breaking a sweat, but you can see our guys. Our guys are out there pushing, and these guys are running it out smooth. So maybe we could take these next couple of days, keep rehydrating the body, keep taking care of the body, and come back with a little bit more energy because they brought the energy in that first half. And in that first half is where they got that lead, It was a blowout in the first half. And then second half, it was catch up, We were playing catch up, even if you're playing that hard at some point, playing against a team like that, the number 1 seed,
come on.
But how many number 1 seeds have already kicked their ass already, bro? So it is what it is, man. It's just another team on the opponent's side.
That's it. And truth be told, you said it earlier. Like, we know what we're gonna expect, right, from this Heat team come game 2. There's no way that Jimmy's having this type of game back to back, right? No, it's very possible that Bam has another game like this because obviously he's gonna be able to take advantage of Joker and Gordon and the rest of those guys who can try to defend him, but they won't really have that much success. We need Jimmy to be him. There was a lot of times where I saw him leaning into a jumper or like hesitating a little bit and not necessarily going up the first time. Those are things that he needs to remove, you know what I'm saying, and really rectify in order to give the Heat a better chance in that second game. Because with Jimmy, we go by him, and when the rest of the guy, when he's making his shots and getting his assists and getting other guys involved, the rest of the team just feeds off that energy. We just didn't have that energy from him tonight, so it was hard for the rest of the team to really get going on offense. But I expect us to bounce back, man. Truth be told, I'm okay with this loss. It's not like I'm pissed off about it. I'm pissed off about how it went, right? Because I know that we could have played that much better, but I'm not upset at the loss, man, because there's no way that Strus is going to continue to play this bad. Caleb Martin is not going to continue to play this bad. These are guys that, while they've been having an amazing run, and maybe 15, 16, 17 points average is a little bit higher than what's expected. But shit, if we get 10 points from those guys tonight, this game's over and we're winning game.
Absolutely.
If we get points from Strus and points from Caleb, this shit's a wrap.
We lost this game, but, we knew the opponent we were going to go into. We knew that this was an opponent who swept, King James in 4. And this was an opponent that was going to come in hard off of 9 days of rest. And one thing that I did like about the team, even though we were missing, they didn't stop. A lot of these guys, they hesitate. Okay, maybe let me pass the ball. We kept throwing, we kept shooting. It just wasn't there. The rhythm wasn't there. Caleb was hustling down the court. He just didn't have the handle. He nasty block in the first half. But they will find it. Will find it. Game 1, maybe it was the altitude. Who knows? Maybe they were a little lightheaded. They need a little oxygen. God knows, we're close to the equator down here, bro. So it's like, it is what it is, man.
I don't know if it was that, but I will say this. Your point earlier about Denver being rested is a real thing. We just came off a 7-game series. We have a little bit more chemistry when it comes to being united, right, and having that fire to continue to win and play, right. But being rested is important as well. And now both teams have a chance to get ready in these next 2 days and see what happens. For me, I feel comfortable. Like I said earlier, I feel comfortable with this game because of how we fought back. Denver thought that they were going to win this game by 30 points. And we just showed them like that's just not happening. You better continue to bring it, because if not, we'll steal this game. And truth be told, we could have stolen it. Had we gotten 2 stops and made 2 shots, this game is completely different. And I said earlier, we get something decent from either Caleb, Strus, and even Jimmy Butler. If he hits 20 points tonight, right? Like, we're probably in a real good position to win this game, man.
14 missed threes between Strus and Martin. We make half of those. This game's on our end.
Yeah, for sure.
This game's on our end. So we'll figure it out, bro. We got our foot on the gas. Well, I saw Jimmy on the way out having his conversation with his team. They look confident. They're not that stressed about it. Jimmy always looks like that because Jimmy's Jimmy. But I didn't see any body language on the team that was like, then we got our fucking ass kicked.
Nobody was negative. Nobody was negative. And even Spo with his comments after the game, right? One of the things that he said that stood out to me, I'm going to read it here. He was like, I love the looks that we got from these guys tonight from 3-point. I love that we have that grit and knowing that we can win multiple ways, including winning with our defense. That just lets me know that he's aware of where he needs to put this team, right, or what the adjustments needs to be in order to make us more efficient on offense and give these guys some clean looks. And honestly, we got clean looks, man. It's just a matter of knocking them down, we got
clean looks. And I do believe that next game we will be a little bit more prepared for the Gordon aspect of that game, because Gordon was definitely a key that we at least, I don't know about everybody, but I didn't really pay much attention to Gordon until I saw what was happening. And I was like, yeah, we got to figure something out for that.
Well, if you think about it, man, like, we figured that shit out quick, because he had 12 points in the first quarter and then 4 points for the rest of the game. Like, we figured that shit out quick. So, like I said, I feel comfortable in this game because Spo made the right adjustments in the third quarter. He made the right adjustments in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter, brought out the zone defense. It was a hybrid 1-2-1, 1-2-2 box. Like, it was shit that Denver wasn't ready for. They thought they would have been ready for our zone, a regular 2-3, and it wasn't that because, like I said, Highsmith was so effective at the top. But yeah, man, game 1 is a wrap. It's a loss. We got to take it. Now we're moving on to game 2. You know what I mean? Gives us a chance to recoup, right? Take that on the chin and give Denver our best shot, man. And it gives us another opportunity to do this again on Sunday.
You know it, baby. You know it. You know it. Hopefully on Sunday it's a different vibe. We gonna keep the same energy, but we gonna put it with a bigger smile on our face, baby.
Absolutely. That other post game is gonna be a lot more hype for sure, dog. For sure. Man, Rax, all day, my dog. I appreciate you so much for joining me on here, man. I can't wait to keep doing these with you, dog, for the rest of the finals.
Let's do it.
If you haven't already, make sure to follow my man Rax. Rax, let them know where they can find you, dog.
Hey, man, you can find me on Instagram. I am Rax _ You can find me on YouTube. I am Rax. We got a podcast. We got to move it, baby. We love it. We live it. We keep it moving. That's all we doing. Let's get it, man.
Baby. We're bringing you that entertainment, dog. Thanks again, my brother, and I'll see you Sunday. And for everybody else, man, I appreciate you guys joining me here on the post-game recap. Make sure you guys are following Empire Boutique. Go get your drip City of Champions out right now. And make sure you tell a Heat fan to tell another Heat fan to tell another Heat fan to hit that subscription button, hit the notification button. That way you guys get notified whenever we're dropping heat like this. Until next time, it's your boy So. Peace.